Yeah, I know. It's another video about another microphone. There's millions of them. But guess what? Mine lights up. And one wire, two wire, and you can still hear me. What's up, everyone? KF7QGY here. I need to do a video for this one. This thing is incredible. So what we've got here is the Maono. I was corrected by the people over there at Maono that it's not Maono, it's Maono. I know, they want to spell Maono with an A. We spell knife with a K. Leave it alone. It is what it is. Their business, their rules. But this is the PD200W, not 200X. This one is wireless. This one I was actually sent as doing a beta testing and stuff like that, which was actually really cool. I never thought I'd be doing something like that. So what we've got here, I've got the beta. This is the beta version. I'm using the production one that I actually bought. I wanted a little handheld version here for doing the video. So one of the things that stumped me with this one is the only thing it came with was this and this. So I didn't know anything about it. I didn't play with the 200. I had to look it up to find out about it, what the parent was for this one. This thing is wireless. It has an XLR, USB, and wireless capability simultaneously. Now, where this would come in handy and what really perked me up about this one is I've got my Yaesu 991A back there, and I was looking for a way that, hey, okay, on this channel, I wanted to possibly start getting into doing some of the HF work or, whatever, be able to record things, use my regular mic for my radio, get me the foot pedal on the floor, all that stuff. But I was going to have to look at getting a splitter. And the downside with a splitter is once you end up dividing your signal, you start losing your signal. So I'd end up with gain problems. I'd end up with all these different various issues. This mic will actually solve that. So I can take this little receiver right here, which has a 3.5 millimeter. I have the 1/4 inch adapter on there. But this little guy that also has the same capability of hooking up to a USB to hook up to your computer and everything. But with this plugged into my E2 Gen 2 mixer that I have over here, I can have it so it's wireless into the mixer, so I still get the mixer sound tuned to the way that I want it into my computer for my recordings or whatever else, screen recordings, whatever it is I'm happen to be doing, sync it to my camera and everything. But then I can use the XLR straight to the adapter that plugs into the RJ45 on the front end of my 991A. So once I end up getting that, I won't have to worry about splitters. I can hook it straight in. I don't lose any of the audio quality, nothing. Plus, if you want to hook it up and be able to, have it connected directly to your computer, you can do that too. You can connect it straight to a mobile device via the USB while you're still wireless into a mixer with XLR into something like a radio. So lots of versatility with it. Plus, like I said in the intro, it lights up. It's pretty cool. We'll go into some of that here in just a minute. So on the back of it, we have our lighting control that will change our lighting effects. It's the power button. This thing automatically pairs to an available receiver when it gets turned on. So all I have to do is just turn this thing on, turn on the microphone, it'll connect to it. You don't have to go through and try and pair them. It makes it really nice. It just opens it up. You can connect 2 of the microphones to each other at the same time. So I can end the second one. I plan on using the one receiver. I'm going to have the wife. We're going to start up a little channel together. She's going to have her mic. I'm going to have my mic. We're going to both be wireless on it. It's going to be a great little thing. So you have that button. You got the 3.5 millimeter jack on it. Now, one of the things that I was playing around with that I found with this little guy was that you can do the monitor feature just the same as you could with the FTM 400, and just like with the FTM or the FTM 400. Wrong, that's the other radio that's in that box. Good grief, too many numbers, too many similar things. The PD400. Let's try and go with that one. So with the PD400, you can listen to the audio from your computer, from your phone, whatever else. Plus you can have the monitor function so you can hear what you sound like in the mic. You can do the same thing with this one. When you plug the receiver into a USB port, it's a transceiver. That includes for this one, it has the USB. Now I think that this is the one that's used in the T5 wireless set, if I'm not mistaken. That is an option. I would highly recommend going with this option. It gives you the USB plus the ability to hook up to a DSLR camera. So it'll have the other little connector with it, the little, wire that you can hook up. So I'd highly recommend this. So if you hook these up with USBs, they are transceivers. They will take the audio from either your phone, your computer, and it will send it to the microphone so that you can hear it through your headphones port. So where this comes in handy is if you're doing podcasts and stuff like that, and you want to be able to have your people hearing each other, you want to hear, yourself. If you're doing a React video or something like that, you can hook it up, have the audio play back through the headphones, individual headphone control volume on the mic and everything with the multifunction knob, all that stuff, so that you can hear everything that's going on, almost like an intercom, so that you can hear each other's commentary, all that stuff, all by wireless. You have that ability. The USB-C, it gives you the ability to hook up and be able to control the microphone. Same with doing it via wireless. When it connects to it via the wireless, you can still program the settings that I'll show you here on the Maono Link app here in just a moment, which they had rechanged, I guess, all the interface stuff. There's a lot of features and a lot of adjustability in this thing. It is unbelievable. Stuff I honestly don't think I'm going to end up using, but I'll show you what it does for those of you that don't have a regular mixer. And then, of course, we have our XLR port. So the USB also charges while it's in use. You can tell by the little indicator up here on the top. We'll go over some of those. I'll activate some of the different features. So let's go dive over to the Maono Link app here. Now, one of the things that I forgot to mention, where did I put that transceiver? So one of the things that I forgot to mention with the transceiver is that, let's see here if you can see this, but on the side of it, it has a USB connect. It's a USB-C connector so that you can connect it so that while it is plugged into your mobile device, so let's say that you're using your cell phone to record all your audio, you can plug that into your phone, or you can plug in the extension piece with the adapter on it, and you can still charge your device with the USB-C on the side of it. There's also, I believe it's a pairing power button and or noise canceling, depending on which receiver that you have. There's a small button on it. It allows you to do those different things with some more extra features. The cord, again, is similar to the normal cords that come with them. It is a USB-C and a USB-C with a USB-A adapter already affixed to it. So what this will allow you to do is, let's say that you end up having to order the set that comes with just the USB-C and not the Lightning. No problem. As I end up mentioning, I did find that the adapter for the Lightning to camera adapter that Apple sells is the best way to go for trying to use a device with your Apple, phone or mobile device that uses a Lightning connector. It has the USB-A adapter, works great. I already tested that one while I was doing the beta testing because I wanted to find out how the app worked. If there was a difference between the two of them, I couldn't find one. All right, so over here at the Maono Link app, so once you end up plugging in your microphone, whether it's USB or whether it's wireless, if it is wireless, then it will end up showing up with the type of wireless receiver transceiver that you have hooked up via USB onto your device. Now the mobile version works very similar to this. Okay, so what we end up having here is, over here on the left, we have our level indicator, which you can see that it's bouncing up and down in between the orange and the high green and everything. That way you know about what your safe zone is and everything else. Now, one of the downsides that I end up bringing up with the feedback and everything on the beta test, and I guess it's a complaint that they had with the original 200 also, was the mute button. The mute button, you can unfortunately hear in the audio. So I'm going to try and get a little click here. So sometimes you can hear it. Now the way to bypass that I found in kind of a discreet way, so instead of somebody seeing you come up and do it, you can end up doing it just about like this. You can come up. But that's the most that you'll end up getting. Now, if I'm not mistaken, let's find out. I think that we can actually turn that on. So even with the lights turned off, it still flashes. So you can still, tell that you've been muted one way or another. So you have the ability to do that. If you're using it on the computer, I don't recall seeing it on the mobile app, but if you are using a computer, you have the ability to record directly with the app. That's the left side, and it tells you what your device is. If you have multiple devices hooked up, it'll show you your multiple devices. Next, we have our mic gain. Now, our mic gain, instead of using the audio through the XLR right now, going into my mixer, I'm going to kick over here right now, and I'm going to start using the USB. So now that we're over here on the USB, you'll notice that I can adjust my mic gain. And so my audio obviously ends up changing depending on what I need to do. Now, I also have the volume control. Now, the volume control, that's for my headphones. That's exactly what it sounds. It's for your monitor, and it's also for your audio being played back from your device that is going into the microphone from your USB connected transceiver or from the USB being hooked directly into your device. So we have our headphones volume. Then we've also got the ability to do some noise cancellation. So the noise cancellation, obviously, depending on what kind of environment you're in, you can either have it in one of different, settings, slight, moderate, or aggressive. I normally end up running it with either no noise cancellation. The place that I end up moving into, I don't have a whole lot of background noise, so I don't have much to worry about on that. I do have it selected as slight right now. For the monitor, you can have it set up with the mic or with the computer. So that determines what you hear through your headphones. So when you end up plugging in, if you want to have your monitor output hearing just your computer, then you'd make sure that your computer's selected and not your mic. It should come up also to the same, I believe, with your mobile device. It's been about a couple months since I've tested this. So I'm doing this video kind of in a hurry. Bear with me. We can answer more questions in the comments if we need to. I'll get back to the scenes because that one's going to take it a minute. So the next thing that you can end up doing is the lighting. Now, you can adjust the brightness intensity of it. You can change the colors. You can change it if it's a fixed. You can change it if it's just breathing. You can change it if it's in a loop, or you can just outright turn it off. It all depends on how you end up wanting to do it. If you're one of the live streamers or somebody like that you already have all the little color schemes and everything else going, you can leave this thing on. Then you got a lit up mic just like everybody else, and you don't have all the clutter of all the wires because, again, you're wireless. Now let's go dig into the fun, feature-packed little area of the scenes. Okay, so the scenes, now I'm still here on the USB-C, so I sound different than when I'm with the mixer because this, as you can see, is in original and it's flatlined. Okay, so what you can do is under each of these little different sections, you can, first of all, you can just go into one of your different main areas. So let's say that you want to switch it up for a podcast. You can do up different little podcast deals. It'll send it to the mic and it holds it. So let's say that you're going out and you're doing, and I haven't done anything to adjust this. You can fine tune this to a crazy amount of point to make your voice the way that you want it to sound. I'm just using what is preset. This thing is unbelievably flexible. I'll show you some of that here in just a second. So what you can end up doing is you can put on your reverberation and everything like that as well, just by checking a box, selecting which one you want. You've got different options under different deals. Let's say that I had created this test one down here. So let's say that we end up wanting to adjust the test. Okay, I want to adjust the low level. I can bring it down. Now, if you take a look at this, I can change the type of curve. So you can change how wide of a peaking it is. If it's a low shelf, high shelf, you can adjust where the frequency is that it starts to cut off and shift, so that you can really adjust how your audio ends up sounding. And you can change all of these individually. So you can very, very much so customize it. And the nice thing about this, again, is that the mic will keep it. So if you get onto your computer and you play with this equalizer and you really adjust everything, when you end up hooking up for wireless and you go to start doing all this stuff, you just get in there, you get set up, and you turn the mic on, it connects to the receiver. All of these EQ settings are saved inside the microphone, so it doesn't matter. You can hook up That's what it's set for. So if you go over to your friend's house, they have another one of these mics, you've got one, you only want to use just a one receiver to record all your audio, fine. Your audio settings are in this mic. Done. Or you can go wireless to their recording device, hook up the USB, upload your profile, and you're all set. I'll kick this back over to original here for just a second, and then we're going to switch back over. I'm going to leave the USB hooked up, but we're going to go back over the XLR. So now that we're back over here onto the XLR and everything, this mic, like I said, it replaced, the 100 was a good mic. I like it. It's nice, it's small and versatile. It didn't quite have the audio the same way that the 400 did, so I was using that. The 400, I've seen videos directly comparing the PD200X to the SM7B from Shure mic. I couldn't tell a difference. The audio was absolutely phenomenal. And what's nice too is these things are not as gain hungry as the Shure mics. So if you're worried about gain, don't be. This thing will be just fine for you. But this mic, it's so great and has so many features and versatility to it. It replaced the 400 as my primary microphone. Didn't want to use the beta version because they made some upgrades from all the beta testers. We got the production one. This thing is so good, I bought another one. That way me and my wife can start up another channel. I highly recommend that you guys buy this thing. I think that you guys will really like it. We'll see you in the next one.